Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our Season 3 PPTQ here at GameSwap Mason, brought to you by Top Deck Productions. This is round 3 of 7. We're playing Modern today at Competitive REL, and that's PPTQ.
Preliminary Pro Tour Qualifier.
We've got 7 rounds of hot Modern action with a cut to top 8, the winner of which gets an invite to the RPTQ, the Regional Pro Tour Qualifier, in December. And we've got a good one here for you. We've got Bernie Wynn versus Logan. Logan's on Hollow One, and Bernie's on Grixis. Bernie's a longtime Grixis player. He always comes up with some Grixis shell that he thinks is good, well positioned in the format right now. And Logan is a... Well,
he's a real grinder.
He's a real grinder. He's a regular at the IQs that we go up to at Comic Town in Columbus.
He's won 2 regionals, I think.
Logan won a regionals a couple years back with Scape Shift. Regularly gets qualified for the Invitational. Is one of the key players in the Springfield Magic Club. So we've got 2 heavy hit, and Bernie's been qualified for the Pro Tour like tons of times. Top 8s under his belt. These are 2 real contenders, 2 of my players to watch. When I saw that they got paired, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a clear one.
All right. Well, my name is Connor Sloan. With me here is Zach Creamer, and let's get into it.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I see a bunch of blood gas in Logan's hand. Hopefully, he can get those into his graveyard.
Yeah, this is not a.
You
good
do not want to be
matchup.
casting those.
This is not a good matchup for Logic Knot.
No.
Which was the top card on Bernie's hand there a moment ago.
No. And Logan won the die roll, so we're probably going to see a turn 1. We're probably going to see a turn 1 Burning Inquiry, and yeah, we're going to see a turn 1 Burning Inquiry or a turn 1 Faithless Looting. Get these blood gas out of the hand.
Faithless Looting would probably be better right in this scenario.
Faithless Looting's good. I think I see a Flame. There it is. Okay, so we've got the turn 1. Let's get this. Let's get the Flame Blade Adept up. We got a turn 1 Flame Blade Adept.
No, we were talking about this earlier during our little pregame show.
Yeah.
This is one of those decks that has really been making waves in Modern, and it's the turn 1 play, turn 2 explode deck.
Or turn 1 explode.
Sometimes you just explode on turn 1. Like this, this Flame Blade Adept's going to get in for 3.
Flame Blade Adept is worth setting up so that you can have an explosive turn 2, because it's exactly. This little guy gets +1/+0 for each card you cycle or discard. Until end of turn, and it has Menace.
We're going to get a good look at Logan's hand here off of this Thoughtseize.
This looks like a pretty Thoughtseize-proof hand, honestly.
Yeah, honestly,
I see a Delve Threat, 2... I see a Delve Threat, 2 Blood Gas, and a Street Wraith, and Logan is just quickly deciding if he wants to cycle that Street Wraith. Yeah, and he decides, like, yeah, forget it.
I think you have to take Tasigur here.
He's taking Tasigur.
Tasigur's the only thing that doesn't do anything from the graveyard.
Yeah, he's taking Tasigur.
It's either Tasigur or the Street Wraith.
And I like him saving the Street Wraith here. Usually you want to pop off Street Wraith as soon as possible, but if he waits, it's another +1/+0 he gets on the Flame Blade Adept.
Yeah.
And if that draws him into like a Burning Inquiry or a Goblin Lore next turn, all the better. So I like Logan's patience there. A lot of people are just going to fire off like the Street Wraith before they do anything else.
Yeah, like turn 1 Street Wraith. But like you have another turn 1 play. There's no need.
And I think the patience there is really going to pay off. So I like that play a lot. I like that play a lot here. Bernie's going to be at 16. He fetched. He shocked, and then he Thoughtseized. Logan's over here thinking Shadow. If I'm Logan, I'm thinking Shadow right now.
Yeah, so am I for sure.
And
do we know for sure that he's not on Shadow, or is this just Grixis Control?
Control, Pyro. He could be on Shadow.
Okay, so this yeah. The stream has told us that this is actually just.
When I walked by a game that Bernie was doing earlier, and I saw a young Peasy out. So.
Yeah, so he's playing a.
And we're seeing mana leaks and Logic Knots. This is Control.
Yeah, this is
good old Corey Burkhardt Grixis Control. If you don't know who Corey Burkhardt is a Grand Prix and Pro Tour grinder who always plays Grixis Control in Modern, even if he's the only one to register it out of a field of 1,000 people. He will be showing up and playing it, and he does well with it in spite of it, you know, not always being the best positioned. So I noticed that Logan is playing the White Splash for Lingering Souls. This is just another card that you can pitch. It makes it, like I was talking in the pregame show, like if you whiff on a Goblin Lore, in the sense that you don't get a hollow one, you still get to put Bloodghast and Flamewake Phoenix.
Yeah, like there's a ton of cards that just work.
Lingering Souls.
And there's the Lore. So let's see how they do this. Are they
between his draw step and the Street Wraith, he saw a Goblin Lore. So now we get to spin the wheel, spin the wheel, spin the wheel. At competitive REL, I'm going to note this right now. At competitive REL, you are supposed to roll the dice.
As long as both players agree, it's more or less fine, but you are technically supposed to roll, and it looks like that's what they're going to do.
So he has exactly, because he has 7, now I like this method. I like this method a lot. You pick until they're down to 6, and then you roll. I like that a lot. So there we go. We saw a Bloodghast, a Burning Inquiry, and a Faithless Looting go to the graveyard. 2 of those are cards that... One of those is a card that does not mind being in the graveyard, and the other one is exactly where it wants to be. And
we've got a die noting the triggers, and we're going to crack in for 5.
Yeah. No big deal. +4/+0 until end of turn. Getting in there with a 5/2. No big whoop, you know.
Now from this position... Bernie just needs like a fatal push or something, dude. He could just get out of this because there's.
Oh yeah, and then Logan needs to set up again. Yeah, like he has to spend a whole turn playing a creature and then untapping with it.
Like setting up as the Hollow One deck gets harder and harder as the game goes on. It just gets more and more difficult.
Yeah, because like all of your creatures come at such a great expense.
Oh man, Bernie's playing a non-interactive card here. This is
the turn you cast it. He knows that he's going to untap with this card and then go from there.
There's a Faithless Looting and a Goblin Lore in Logan's hand.
Or he could just be dead. So right now we have got +2/+0 on this adept. So effectively Bernie's at 8. Let's see if we can get the other 8. I don't know.
Ooh, Gurmag and Bloodghast going to the yard. 2 triggers, announcing and resolving. It's interesting to note, triggers like this, you don't actually have to announce until it becomes relevant to combat.
I like that Logan is doing it, that he's doing it in a way that they've both agreed to, and he's doing it for the camera. It helps him, it helps Bernie, it helps us at home watch. I really appreciate that.
With these triggers and Exalted triggers and Prowess triggers, you technically don't have to announce that those occurred until combat damage happens, until it affects the game.
I like it because it's easier for everyone to follow, and he's not putting the dice on the creature, he's putting it adjacent to the creature. They're not counters. If he was putting them on the creature, that is misrepresenting the board state, but he put it next to it, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I've played against Logan a few times myself at some of these like IQs and PPTQs and such. He's very clear about his communication. He's a really good competitive player.
And that's key. Communication communication is key. We want both people to be clear at all times.
Bernie. Like obviously we've seen Bernie like go to the Pro Tour a couple times. Both of these players are just really consistent competitive players. They've got the the social aspect and the gameplay aspect of it down to a T. These are really good players to watch.
Okay, Bernie's deciding to put Thought Scour in the graveyard. Doesn't want that one. I like Logan's play here, playing the Gurmag Angler and leaving up this fetch land so that he can get back the Bloodghast. We could have seen him cast a Goblin Lore and get in for a bunch with the Flame Blade, but he can just do that next turn. He gets to cast Gurmag Angler, leave up a fetch land to get back more Bloodghast.
Yeah, Bernie's not seeing answers.
Dude, it's turn 3. This is turn 3. What was he supposed to do?
Fatal push, man. The deck has to play some of them.
Bernie saw what we like to call in the biz the wrong half of his deck. He saw the counter spell part of his deck, not the removal part of his deck. Bernie, like Logan has lethal on board. He didn't need to do anything. He didn't even need to cast that other Goblin Lore.
For sure.
So we're going to game 2. And we're going to use this opportunity to remind y'all, if you want to rewatch this match, or if you happen to miss one of the
7 games of Magic we're going to be.
Yeah, the 7, right? Or the, you know, thousands of other games we've streamed at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the triple digits. I don't know. Don't forget that we archive all of our plays at our YouTube page at youtube.com/TopDeckProductionsStream. So if you're trying to follow us elsewhere on social media, give us a like at facebook.com/TopDeckProductions, and be sure to check out TopDeckProductions.com for all player deck lists, league standings, and more. Speaking of which, Tuesday night is our Modern League night, where players get to play for cash prizes in addition to store credit. Each week we keep track of all of the wins of the players in the league that they get, and first place through 4th place all get cash money. First place gets $100, second place gets $50, and third and fourth each get $25. So if you live in the Greater Cincinnati area and you're looking to put your money where your mouth is when it comes to playing some Modern Magic, you should really check it out. Participants must be a minimum $5 patron at patreon.com/TopDeckProductions, or you can sign up on the website. And I want to let everyone know that the link on the website absolutely does work. Jake confirmed that when I saw him on Tuesday that he received my payment. Up until then, he wasn't sure if it did, but it totally does. So, yeah, and if you can't make it, you should definitely watch it, because it is some quality games. The competition here on Tuesdays has gotten thick, and it's good practice for someone like me who likes to play it regular, but also competitive. It has like a competitive feel to it.
Absolutely.
Good practice for competitive REL events, and yeah. I'm gonna give it over here to Connor Sloan, who can tell you a little bit about this giveaway that we're doing.
So the current giveaway here on our little stream, we're going to be giving away the Nature's Vengeance 2018 Commander deck. For the low price is 25 mana per ticket, up to a maximum of 10 tickets per person. That's not that hard. It's going to cost you, 25 mana, which we've talked about periodically. You get that just for watching, subscribing, and cheering. It's good. It's good value. You can do it just for free. On, let's see, Tuesday, right? This coming Tuesday is when we're going to be.
Yeah, and following. Yeah, this Tuesday. It's Tuesday. We're
going to be during the league stream. We're going to be doing this giveaway. You just message us within 2 minutes of being called to claim your prize, and we'll get it out to you.
And that's Tuesday at 10 p.m. during or following the Modern League. And we're going to be giving away the 2018 Commander deck, Nature's Vengeance. That's the Jund deck that cares about lands.
Allegedly. I looked at the deck list. There's not a lot of lands matters cards in there. Not enough for me anyway.
Well, still cool. Lord Windgrace, a longtime Planeswalker, finally getting a card. He's the other cat Planeswalker to Ajani.
He's an old walker.
Yeah, old walker, pre-mending.
So a little bit of story for you. He's actually one of the walkers who gave up his spark and sacrificed himself to initiate the mending.
Finally gets a commander. Finally gets a Planeswalker card that can be your commander. There's a pretty sweet Jund Spider in that deck.
Yeah, some of the sub-commanders in that deck, the ones that aren't like the main, they're pretty sweet.
The art on that one's really cool, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, if this is the deck that comes with the red card that punishes people for playing enchantments.
Yeah, I believe it is the red artifact card.
Yeah, there's an enchantment in the set that makes it. It doesn't destroy enchantments, but it deals damage to your opponent if they have them. It's pretty cool. It's an interesting way for red to deal with enchantments, because red doesn't get to interact with enchantments directly, but this card punishes your opponent for having them. And eventually, if it's the only enchantment on the battlefield, it can sack itself. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a pretty sweet card. I thought the design was cool. So looks like the players are shuffled up and are sideboarded, and we're going to get some shuffling, and we'll go into game 2. Bernie's going to be on the play. Thanks for the follows, guys. We really appreciate it. Keeps the stream going and growing strong. We do this for you.
We just couldn't pronounce that name. We didn't have enough time to learn it.
And yeah, the more follows we get, the better we can make the stream. Like getting a second camera. I would love a second camera. Yeah, there's room enough at the feature table for two games, and if we can get a second camera, we could more easily switch between them. So when this game's done, we could go over to the backup match. As it stands, it's a little hard to get backup matches in all the time, but that's something we're working on. And yeah, we're going to go into game 2 here.
We used to have a commentary cam so we could talk straight at you between rounds, but
I'd like a commentary camera. I think a commentary camera would be sweet.
We can do more player interview. Like, we've done some testing with some player interviews, you know, deck checks with some of our local boys. Yeah. And that's just much more easy. That's
something that I would like to do. Maybe between the Swiss and the top 8, I can get some of the players in the top 8 to do deck techs with me. I don't really I would be down to do it between rounds, but that would also mean that they would have all their cards laid out, maybe give away information on what they're on to other players. But maybe between the Swiss and the top 8, we can get an impromptu deck tech for you. I think that would be pretty sweet. So we're going into game 2 here.
What do you think is going to be coming out of the sideboards here?
So out of the, that's a tough one.
I'm expecting some Leyline of the Void.
I'm expecting Leyline. I wanted to say that definitely Graveyard Hate. So I think what Bernie's going to do is Nile Spellbomb. Can we get Nile Spellbomb up? I see Nile Spellbomb because, like, you don't want to be playing Leyline of the Void unless you have, like, Faithless Looting in your deck.
To get rid of it.
Nile
Spellbomb draws you a card.
Okay, well, there's right off the top Surgical Extraction and a Nile Spellbomb. Booyah.
There we go.
Okay, Nile Spellbomb is a great way for black decks to deal with the graveyard because when you pop this, you can pay a black and get to draw a card. And what's really cool about that is you don't need to leave any mana up to pop it. Unlike Relic of Progenitus, where you have to pay 1 to activate it, this you can activate for free. But if you do have a mana up and that mana is black, you can pay that and then draw a card to replace itself. So it's a really great way for decks like this to keep the advantage going. And he had a Surgical Extraction.
I like to think of this as a one-sided kind of a relic that only black decks can play.
Well, Logan gets to start, and then there's the Leyline of the Void we were talking about. See, Logan's deck does play Faithless Looting, so if he draws future copies of Leyline of the Void, he just gets to pitch them. Yeah, that's right. I'm not surprised to see that here. But, you know, the Grixis deck, it does use its graveyard. It does use its graveyard quite a bit to generate card advantage, but it doesn't need the graveyard.
Yeah, so both of these decks are playing one-sided graveyard hate because each of them wants their own graveyard. Neither of them wants their opponent to have
it's going to, like, out of Bernie's deck, it makes his Gurmag Angler basically uncastable. That is a problem. That turns off, like, 4 cards, and it makes Snapcaster Mage kind of embarrassing. So I don't blame Logan for bringing it in.
It's an ambush viper.
Yeah, it's definitely going to do some work. Unfortunately, he only saw 1. Like, if he had seen multiple in the opening hand, I don't like it so much then. But I do think it's solid here, and it's going to really limit Bernie's ability to get ahead.
Right, and he really just needs to slow him down. Like, when you're going into game 2, up a game, this kind of incremental advantage really means something.
Oh, yeah. Maybe Bernie wasn't, like, prepared for it, and he certainly doesn't have an answer for it. He has to bounce it with Cryptic Command, and then he can start filling his graveyard.
Yeah, exactly.
And those cards are just going to get exiled. The cards he puts in from Thought Scour, those are just getting exiled. And Bernie's chosen to represent his exile pile by turning them sideways.
Well, it's not like it matters. You can't.
They have to be, you know. Yeah, but, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
If he's able to deal with the Leyline of the Void, he'll have a different pile for his graveyard. But as of now, it doesn't matter. I see a Ghost Quarter out of Bernie's deck. That's interesting. Most of these, like, control lists have switched to Field of Ruin to help fix their own mana and not fall behind on lands. But Bernie has the old Ghost Quarter here.
See, this is one of those situations where I actually like Relic of Progenitus more.
Logan has a 1-lander. Logan kept the hand based off of ley line of the void. See, that's the downside of your ley lines is like, oh, wow, this hand's great. It has a ley line in it.
So but the incremental advantage that we were talking about is starting to swing back in Bernie's favor because he's hitting land drops. He's drawing cards, like graveyard or not.
He doesn't have Cryptic Command mana, but he does have double blue and double black and double red. He just needs one more blue, and then he can turn on...
He has Cryptic Command mana. You Ghost Quarter your own land.
Then you don't have a land. Yeah, you don't have 4.
You float a color.
Oh my god.
Land, get a basic, and there's your Cryptic Command mana.
Oh my, Connor.
Look, man, that's what you got to do sometimes. All right. You do that when you're playing.
I see you.
When you're playing Drawsitron.
Logan is. I would just Fatal Push this Snapcaster Mage. Did he bring in Fatal Push?
I'm telling you, man. When you play.
I don't think he brought. There's no way.
In response to a Blood Moon, you Ghost Quarter your own Tron lands.
Yeah, those are 2 Fatal Pushes on top. I'm surprised to see Fatal Push here. Fatal Push doesn't... He didn't really... Logan didn't really see a lot of Bernie's deck, but he did see Search Riscanta. That's not a shadow card.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he brought in... I'm a little surprised to see Fatal Push here. It really only kills... I mean, it killed that land. That's pretty good value.
And
but
Tifa, I like the analogy. It's a good analogy. You got to use every part of your card. Even the Ghost Quarter your own self.
Yeah, no, totally. It's an edge. I like the Fatal Push on the land there, but otherwise it really only takes on the Snapcaster Mage. I'm kind of surprised to see it. Logan doesn't know what else Bernie's got really in store. It'll be good against the Pyromancers that I think Bernie has in his coming out of the sideboard, or maybe those remain deck.
But these go wide decks.
But otherwise, yeah, I'm a little surprised to see the Fatal Push, but whatever.
Yeah, Logan's not doing too good on the land department here.
That's a Batterskull in Bernie's hand. Bernie's deciding if he wants to crack the Spell Bomb in response to the fetch. I don't think so. I think you just let Logan keep building up the board a little bit.
Oh, we got a second land.
Yep.
Ding, 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 ding.
And we're getting a Sacred Foundry here. We already have our black mana, and this gets our other 2 colors. And we'll start letting Logan cast Lingering Souls, which is what he splashed white for.
White mana is a little bit interesting coming out of the Hollow One deck, but we do know he's got the Lingering Souls. That's
the Hollow One deck is usually straight white, is straight black or black and red, and then it can splash green for Ancient Grudge, or white for Lingering Souls. At really, honestly, like no cost.
So there is a Pyromancer in Bernie's hand now.
Okay. Well, that second Fatal Push out of Logan is going to look pretty good here. And I see a Batterskull in Bernie's deck.
An Anger
of the Gods.
Surgical Extraction.
This is quite the deck here.
Ah, see, Bernie's trying to bait Logan into blocking that so we can anger it.
And I like Logan not falling for it or just bolting it. That's totally the kind of trade. See, out of the Hollow One deck, I don't mind trading 2 for 1 of their threats because their threats cost them so many cards. Logan has had to expend a lot of resources just to get that Gurmag Angler out.
Mm-hmm. And that's mostly because of the one-landedness of his hand. If he had a one-lander with a Burning Inquiry, I think it's pretty okay.
Well, when you get the optimal start with Hollow One, you had a Burning Inquiry to get the Hollow One out. So you had to use the Burning Inquiry, which is a card, and Hollow One is a card. So that's 2 cards. So if you have to run your creature into it and then bolt it, you're at parity.
Mm-hmm.
Hollow One is expending a lot of resources to get their threats out, and I don't really mind trading 2 for 1 because they 2 for 1 themselves to get it out. So you kind of break even there.
So we got Burning Inquiry resolving here.
Burning Inquiry, spin the wheel, spin the. It's kind of old.
It's a Burning Inquiry.
Yeah, they both spin the wheel.
Yeah, this one's a Burning Inquiry.
Oh, a Burning Inquiry. Nice.
Yeah.
So both players get to draw 3 cards, and I prefer it when they don't look at the cards at all, so it doesn't influence. I know you randomize your hand and everything, but I think and technically you probably should look at them because you draw them, and you get to look at cards as you draw them. But I like it when they don't look, and we're rolling here. So I think Logan only has 6 cards in his hand. It's like they both only had 6. This is nice. It's nice when you have 6 and you just get to roll dice clean. When there's they picked down to 6 and then rolled. Okay, I think that's the new best way. That's the best way I've seen to do this.
I think I'm going to do that moving forward.
So there we go. We figured it out. We figured out the puzzle.
We solved the format, guys.
Yep. Pick down to 6
All right, Bernie, where's
and then
that
roll.
lightning bolt chump block?
He's not he's gonna pop the spell bomb now. Nice. And then take 5.
I think that's a safe take right now.
Oh yeah,
Logan's
he gets
only
to
presented 1 threat.
fatal. Yeah, there we go. That's what cinches it. See, if he didn't have that fatal hollow one.
Combat hollow one.
That's right. I love it when they do that. Most people will just put the hollow one into play as soon as they can. I like it when they wait.
Thanks for the sub, Bog Trog. Appreciate it a lot. That sweet, sweet Twitch Prime. This guy knows what's up. Twitch Prime's good stuff. It's people like you that keep this channel running and giving away stuff.
That's right. I like him just putting the hollow one into play last. The fatal push swung this so much more favorably in Logan's Logan's direction. If not, Bernie gets to untap with a young Peasy and then just go to town, making chump blockers. And
it looks like Bernie did take out the hollow one with the anger.
Yeah, but the Gurmy's still there with 3 damage on, except not now because you regenerate it. You more or less regenerated your upkeep.
Yeah, we don't play Hearthstone here.
So, yeah, this Gurmag Angler just gets to run the jewels. Logan sneaks out the little Flame Blade Adept here.
1-2.
Yeah, just a 1-2. You know, no big deal. No big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal. You're supposed to sync with me, man.
I'm sorry, man. I'm colorblind.
I love it when you do that. I love it when you blame things on that. Okay, well, both of these players' life totals are pretty low. I'd like to see like a bolt. Okay, so check this out. Bernie bolts Logan, flashes his Snapcaster Mage to block the Gurmag Angler, and then bolts him again, and then untaps and bolts him.
I think he just plays this Batterskull, actually.
Yeah, or you can just do... yeah, I know, I'm messing around. I'm trying to think of a way for him to win in this sequence. No, he... Oh,
Dreadbore.
Yep, I've been making this joke for months now. It's 2018. No one plays Terminate anymore. They're all playing Dismember and Dreadbore.
Dreadbore's such a silly card, but I like it. It's the hero's downfall of Terminate. Terminate is to murder, what Dreadbore is to hero's downfall, except here Dreadbore is not an instant, unfortunately.
All right, Logan's going to try and close the game this turn.
He only has to discard 5 cards. What's the deal?
Yeah, I said try. He's going to try, like, of course Bernie has an answer.
Yeah, it looks like Bernie's got a Fatal Push for this. Who's the real Fatal Push deck here, Mr. Herberty?
Discard down to 6 and then roll. Okay. Really liking this discard down to 6 and then roll. 2 Flameblade Adepts and a Flameblade Adept. I think Logan could have possibly used the other land here. And we're going to see a Fatal Push.
Before damage, for sure.
We're going to see a Fatal Push before damage.
Yeah, that 4 damage swing puts him in range of, Lightning Bolt and that sort of thing. Boop. There it is. He's going to boop that little dude off a cliff.
And now Logan gets to play another land and play... Yeah.
Oh, no! Another hollow one.
Yep.
Oh, my
Play the land here.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep. But Bernie's going to untap and tap out for Batterskull.
Windmill slam this Batterskull. What's Logan going to do about it? I love Batterskull. That's like one of my favorite.
Not a lot. There's really not a lot.
You think Logan brought in Ancient Grudges for this matchup?
He's not playing green.
Well, sometimes they do that.
Here's Batterskull in all of its glory. God almighty.
Look at all these stupid keywords. Look at all the stupid rules on
I will never understand why it has Vigilance and Lifelink.
It's got Living Weapon. It has Vigilance, Lifelink, +4/+4. So at its absolute worst, this is a 5-mana 4/4 with Vigilance and Lifelink that you can just strap onto another creature for the same as its casting cost.
Sure, man.
And if they deal with your Germ and you don't have, you know, another creature to slap it onto, you can just bounce it for 3 mana and play it again next turn.
Or he can, you know, he could just pay 6 for Gurmag Angler here, but he's going to play the Batter Skull.
Yeah, get him. Windmill Slam it. And he's going to put a little Pika Germ on there. I don't think we actually have a Germ token out there, so this is fine.
It's fine. You're representing the board state somehow. There's a Pikachu in the case here that I like. It's a play on the original Pikachu. It just has different art, like the first Pikachu ever printed.
We lost Bernie's life total. We'll try to get that back here.
What is Logan going to do about this Batter Skull? I really thought. I thought Logan had this. I thought Logan had this down, but Bernie's been able to claw back into this game. Yeah, I mean, it's a threat.
And right now, it's just a you can't attack me. I mean, he could Fatal Push the Germ if he has another one.
This is true.
And then swing in, but that's still not lethal. I mean,
2 Flame Wake Phoenix
with no mana. And
he can do it next turn.
Bernie gains 4 life next turn.
That he does.
Bernie goes up to 9 and just nullifies those.
With Vigilance. I will never understand why this card has Lifelink and Vigilance. It's just such an annoying pair. I think it should have Trample and Vigilance. It's like a battering ram. You charge forward. You pull back. I think charge forward.
Famously, battering rams don't block. I mean, that's why we have, like, Juggernaut doesn't block. Don't give me that look.
I'm dismissing you.
Get out of here. So no Fatal Push coming out of Holden's grip here. That Batter Skull's gonna do some work here.
It's gonna do some things.
Bernie's fetching just to get that fetch land out of there.
Is there a world where Logan attacks into this thing to get it off the battlefield?
No. You don't because you don't get it off the battlefield. You just bounce it and replay it. I mean, that's 8 mana.
Yeah.
But Bernie's getting close.
He doesn't have another creature. It would kill the Germ. Doesn't have another creature to put it on.
Bounces it and then plays it again, and then it's a 4/4. It's only 3 mana to bounce.
I think that's the turn Logan's going to try and set up here.
Boop. He's gonna. Oh, yeah, so apparently Bernie picked up a young Pyromancer here. He can stick the Batter Skull on that. Well, it costs 5 mana.
If it comes down to it.
He actually can't.
I think the equip is only 3. Returning it here.
The equip is 5.
The equip is 5?
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I love that card. I play it in Eldrazi Tron, and I kind of want to fit it into regular Tron.
I am not looking forward to a Stoneforge Mystic unban. I do not want to have to deal with Batter Skull, but what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Play more Skullcracks, man. At that point.
Play 5.
All 4 Skull. I'll play all my Skullcracks. It won't even be a debate at that point.
At that point, you can play like 1 or 2 Smash the Smithereens, man.
Not main.
Why not, man?
Not enough decks play artifacts. That card could just be dead. You want all of your cards to be live.
Details. Lots of decks play artifacts. Artifacts one of the more common card types.
It is, but you play something like Abrupt Decay. Like if I wasn't okay, so like
a braid, man.
A braid would be a good one. That's what I was getting at. A braid, but I need all of my cards to do damage.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with that.
So Logan's job at this point is trying to figure out how he can kill Bernie in like 1 turn. Because Bernie is just going to keep gaining life, and nothing on the ground is going to be able to get through. But, he who controls the sky wins. So there's 1 Phoenix.
Abrupt Decay does get the token, doesn't get the Batter Skull. Doesn't matter here, though.
Gotta read the Flamewake Phoenix. Let's all read Flamewake Phoenix.
Story time with Flamewake Phoenix. Or is it Flamewake's Phoenix time with Zach?
So Flamewake Phoenix is a flying haste. Love those keywords.
Haste.
Flying. I like evasion. I like haste and prowess, and then evasion in that order. Those are my favorite keyword abilities. Oh, I was thinking about a red-white angel that had flying and haste. That'd be sweet.
Doesn't old school Acroma, the one with fire breathing and
yeah, but I want a 2 or 3 drop. creature
it's
with
more
flying
play.
and haste.
You
That would be sweet.
You play it for 3 mana, and then it's just a 2/2, and then like on turn 8, you just flip it. It's easy.
So like, Logan has to attack. Logan basically has to do. Oh man, Bernie gets to attack here and go up to 10, and then Logan has to be able to do 14. It's just every single turn this card. Yeah, like so. I was thinking like just a red-white Lightning Angel, no blue. And there's also Mantis Rider, but those are both Jeskai cards. I think like you could cut out the blue. By cutting out the blue, you get to take away a keyword ability, so it would just have flying and haste, no vigilance.
It's really interesting that for 1 extra mana, all you get for Lightning Angel is an extra toughness. Over
That's the power creep. You can tell like that one came after another.
Yeah, there we go. Boros Archangel.
Yeah, I want a small one of these. I want one that's actually castable in an aggro deck.
Yeah, that's Goblin Guide, dude.
Details. Details. I came up with a card design that's a play on Sarah Avenger called Avacyn Avenger, which for double red will give you a 3/3 with flying and haste, but you couldn't play it until turn 4. Yeah. I thought that would be cool. With the downfall of Avacyn, just like the downfall of Sarah, would be an interesting play. So just like an angry, bloodthirsty angel, double red, flying haste, but you couldn't play it till turn 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, this game is kind of ground to a halt here. We've got a lot of board stalling happening.
Yeah, well, you know, you gotta win somehow. Oh my God!
So that PZ is now just gonna stay alive.
It's gaining 6, and he's gonna gain him 6 life. He's at 12, and then he has to attack through it, which means he's at 18.
Yep.
This game is just like.
Yeah, Logan just cannot profitably block this creature.
This game is quickly falling out of Logan's favor. He needs a 3rd Fatal Push. I don't even know if he's playing a 3rd Fatal Push.
Yeah, things that care about CMC definitely don't care about toughness.
Yeah, Logan's really trying to figure out if he wants to block here. He can't. The PZ has 5 toughness. He has to block because otherwise he's dead.
Dies, yeah.
Oh man.
So I mean, like you just double block and make Bernie block.
That's just, yeah. Batterskull is just so annoying. We're seeing this game wind down. Oh my.
God.
Oh my Grosh.
Oh, he's gonna. That's gonna be his Pyromancer token. And Bernie's gonna go to. He's gonna go to 12.
Yeah. Well, he has a blocker for the hollow one.
Oh,
it's a heads-up play. Let's see if and his Bloodghast, his life total is too high for Bloodghast. You know, it's interesting.
That was a revolted Fatal Push, by the way. Absolutely activated.
If Logan can get, oh man, it would be Bolt Bernie to put him to 9, and then that he's still short.
Yeah, I don't think Logan can pull this one out.
Yeah, I think
Bernie just chump blocks the biggest attacker.
You know, you know what's funny here? What's funny here is it's that little token. The token gets to block the 4/4.
Bernie doesn't even have to chump block. He just lets 8 damage roll into him, and he's going to be at 4 out of Fatal Put or out of Bolt range, and then he just straps that little token up with a Batterskull and wins.
Yeah, his life total is high enough that the.
There's no way Logan attacks out here because he knows that that's going to happen. He can't not see that, so he has to leave the hollow one up to block.
He needs to present lethal. He can't do that.
Yeah.
He has to present lethal, and he can't do that because the Bloodghast don't have haste. If the Bloodghast had haste, he could present lethal.
Yeah, he just got him back, didn't he?
Yeah. And then Bernie's life total's too high. Remember, Bloodghast has haste if your opponent's life total is 10 or less.
Bloodghast can't block.
It can't block. But I'm saying is like that's 4, that's 8, and he has two 2/2s in the graveyard. That's 12.
Mm-hmm.
So if Bloodghast had haste, he would have to block with the token. Yep. So I say I say forget it. Logan, just swing out.
No, he can't. If he swings out, then Bernie just wins because Bloodgas can't block.
Bernie can make a mistake.
Yeah, but I mean, like, making, like, I think it's possible for Logan to still win here without Bernie making a mistake. Like, just saying either you make a mistake or I'm going to concede, that's probably not a good way to play.
Well, like, he gets to gain another 5 here. What's he doing? And then they only have 12 minutes for game 3.
Yeah, at this point it's game 3.
I think
time EV.
I think you smart. Like sometimes the way to win is for your opponent to make a mistake.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. But like we're getting really big swings on both sides.
I think Logan should scoop it up here. What's he gonna do? Block with a Flame Lake Phoenix?
Yeah, man.
Bernie goes to 18. It's not getting any better.
It's gonna.
And they just don't have time for. Then they just don't have a lot of time for game 3. Although with Logan being on the play, it'll be a pretty quick. Okay, yeah, he can.
He can just play another Phoenix.
He can play another Phoenix to block. That's where we're at. Push it.
No, that's a murderous cut.
Okay.
He hard cast a murderous cut.
That's fine.
I love it.
We're going to see these players quickly scoop it up. I don't see anyone making maybe a few sideboard changes, but
not a lot of tweaking to be done here.
Hopefully not too much. They've got realistically 10 minutes to play this third game.
I think Bernie's going to cut down on some delve threats here, or some like cut, maybe the murderous cut.
Yeah, the delve threats because of the.
Yeah, he's gonna cut down some stuff out of fear of Leyline, because obviously Logan like kept the hand on the strength of the Leyline, even though
that was really what cost Logan that game, being behind the first couple of turns.
He almost snuck it out of it. He almost stole that too.
It gave Bernie way too much time to set up, get to his higher mana cost spells. Yeah, that's really what did it. Is Logan kept the hand based off of the supposed strength of Leyline of the Void, which is fine here. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like it makes a lot of Bernie's threats uncastable. It limits the value he's gonna get later in the game. I'm not opposed to it. Is it worth an entire card?
Hard to say.
Yeah.
It's really hard to make that determination, I think.
It being free, sure. Him being able to pitch it to Faithless Looting later, sure. Like, these are all reasons to put it in. But I think it's a trap to bring cards like Grafdigger's Cage and Rest in Peace in against these kinds of decks. I think you just want to go under them. And
slamming on Leylines all day.
Hey man, I'm not opposed to it being in the. I'm not opposed to Leyline of Sanctity. Leyline of the Void. I'm not opposed to Leyline of the Void being in the deck. I'm just saying that
you never know, man.
I'm just saying maybe it's not worth the whole card.
Just put half a one in there. I mean, what's wrong with that, man? Just put half a Leyline in there. I'll take the part that says you can put it into play when the game starts, but without an effect.
Oh yeah, like a bridge from below.
Yeah.
Like a bridge from below.
A card that has no text when it's on the battlefield.
Costs triple black.
Devotion, my dude. That's what it is about.
Yeah,
all about that devotion.
I don't see a land. Yep. So that was another one-lander with a Leyline of the Void, and that's what I'm talking about. Is like Leyline of the Void. I mean, it comes at a cost. Like, that could have been, like, another real card. It could have been, like, a Faithless Looting. Could have been a Burning Inquiry. Maybe you get more lands. It comes at a cost. It is it's free if it's in your opening hand, but it still comes at a cost. That's all I'm saying. And that was 6. That looks... Oh, that's a great hand. 2 Bloodgas, some discard outlet.
I'd love to see what he's scrying to the top.
This is a great hand. We get to put what?
Black Cleave, pass from the Hollow One player.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's fine. He wants to do that, pitch both of the blood gas, and then be able to get them out. I don't know. Now he gets to get them out immediately. He gets to get them out like that. Sure. Does Bernie have a surgical? Oh my God! Bernie has a surgical extraction.
That's the.
Oh,
that's
God!
The right there.
Oh man, that is so brutal. Oh boy.
No blood gas for you.
Not only does this delay like him getting oh man, not only he's not getting blood gassed out, and it delays his. Oh man, that's so good. Oh, man. That is brutal. Okay, so he gets to play the hollow one still, so, like, but, man, he's down those blood gas. The blood gas are big game in this matchup, just being a recursive threat. Oh, boy, really taxing. That's the power of surgical extraction, man.
Yeah, that surgical was. This is one of the few decks in Modern where I think that surgical is really fine against, because it puts all of this. It telegraphs what it's doing with its graveyard very early on, because all the cards in its graveyard just do what they do. Regardless.
Yeah, and it's not like there's a million different cards you want to take. You want to take Flamelake Phoenix, or you want to take Bloodcast. Like those. Like, if you can get them, if you can get those cards, you get those cards.
Decks like Bridgevine, it's okay against.
He abraded the hollow one. Oh boy.
Yikes.
Oh man.
Yeah, Bernie's removal is lining right up here.
I thought Logan really had it with that opening 60. Now Bernie's drawing the right part of his deck. He had.
Last game was close. Game 1, Bernie just didn't see the right half of his deck. Now he is seeing the right half of his deck.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what.
Jeez Louise. Logan's left with a Gurmag Angler and a Flameblade Adept, which he gets to play.
I'd like to draw some attention to these Chris Rush signed bolts in Bernie's yard. That's what I'm about.
That's some stuff. I mean, Bernie's a veteran. He's been around a long time.
Yep, his DCI numbers got fewer digits in it than mine.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking about that the other day. Like, my DCI is like 10 or 11. I think is there like a
10.
max?
No, they just go up. I like Michael Belfato. His is like 5.
Right.
Bernie's is 8. Mine's 10. I know Jason Morgan. His is like 6.
Yeah. Is there like a
5 or 6?
Is there a So they just keep going up.
They just keep going up.
Are there people with? Would you say there's people with like 12, with like 11 or 12?
It's hard
you know
to
what
say.
I mean?
Like, I have a 10 number DCI, and I started playing 3-ish years ago. I got my DCI number about 3 years ago. But you know, like the highest DCI number currently in use, that is however many players there is.
This is over.
Yeah.
Oh man.
His DCI number is just 10. I believe that. I could buy that.
Batterskull, yeah, it's done. Logan's gonna scoop him up.
Yeah, he does not.
Jeez Louise.
He's not gonna scoop because that's who Logan is. But
I respect that.
Me too.
Oh man, Bernie's answers just lined up so well this game.
Yeah, the finals that I played, the PPTQ that I won, you know. My opponent knew he was dead at a certain point. I had an Ugin out. He had no creatures and no.
There's a hollow one.
There's just no win in that. But he just played it out.
He's not beating this Batterskull though. And Bernie has like another lightning bolt. He has a lightning bolt and another surgical extraction.
I like it when people play it out. Now what you can see here, they're both picking up their pace a little bit to avoid a slow play call. But I think what Logan is hoping for is that Bernie can't close the game out in time for the round. And he can pick up a draw.
At this point, a draw like. Yeah, but you don't want to be slow. You don't want to be slow playing. You don't want to be stalling. You can get called out on that.
Like Bernie is really picking up his pace of play, and Logan is a little bit, but just enough to stay out of the, the scope of the.
They're playing. Yeah, Bernie's pace has increased. Logan's is still normal, and that's fine.
And that's totally fine. So Logan's just hoping that Bernie can't.
I think between the time they have left and the 5 turns, Bernie should be able to win here.
I agree.
But that's. I think I can definitely see Logan trying to go for a draw.
Yeah.
Because at this point he is just so far behind.
Like that no 1 or 2 creatures can outrace the Batterskull, because the Batterskull, it fizzles one of the previous attacks and is a clock.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, just to clarify, I believe this is a germ, not a token, like not like a PZ token. I thought it was because I didn't see a Pyromancer, but okay. So we're gonna end step, bounce the Batterskull, and then we're gonna run it back out.
Yep. He's just trying to.
He's just trying to, burn off his resources here. 25. Yeah, Logan can't win. He's trying to draw. And that's admirable. This is competitive REL.
Yeah. I mean, every loss, every draw, they all count, and a draw is better than a loss.
Mm-hmm. Not by much, but if you draw here, you probably can't double draw into the top 8, but you get your draw here, it's better than a loss here.
That's right.
It's all about getting to that top 8. Once you're in the top 8, it's a brand new tournament. Nothing else matters.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what Zach always says.
I treat every round like round 1. That's my advice I give to people. Like, every round is round 1. Don't worry about it. You need to focus on the game that you're in and closing that game. And that is especially true in top 8. That's a brand new tournament. It's a different structure though, in the sense that it's single elimination.
Yeah.
And you can play, if you played someone in the Swiss, you can replay them in the top 8. Fresh start. But yeah, every round is round 1. And you just go from there. I see people, like, when they are on a winning streak, they can get, like, really stressed. And it's just like, dude, you just need to take it one game at a time, one turn at a time.
Just beat this guy the same way you beat the first round, It's no big deal. Just win. Gurmag.
Hardcast Murderous cut. Tapped out. Yeah. Look, man, oh man.
This Batterskull. Man, this is making me want to put Batterskull on Tron.
I swear to God.
It's just low to the ground. It's just like a baby Wormcoil engine.
I don't even want to hear it.
Lower mana curve. Wormcoil engine, yo. There's nothing to cut for it right now.
Bernie has the game next turn. He doesn't even need to attack with the Batterskull. He's got it on the... This is... Yeah, he's got it on the...
He's got a bolt in his hand. He's just sitting there looking at that bolt.
Just bolt him, Bernie. Just bolt him, dude.
Bolt Bernie, man. Just bolt the burn. Don't. Bernie, what are you doing, man?
He wanted to do it that way.
You didn't even show him the bolt.
He didn't. Bernie's not a I still got all these kind of guy. Like, he wanted to kill him. He wanted to kill him with his manland, and we had. That was a great game.
Oh man, well that was the last match, so we're gonna have round 4.
That was the last one, so we're gonna have round 4 coming up for you really soon.
We're gonna go pick a match. We'll be right back.
That was a great game. We'll be back very soon. Stick around.